I need you to understand something before I tell you this story. The little girl was not taken. She walked into that river on her own. She smiled, and then she was gone. The village searched all night. They dragged the river. They found nothing. No body, no cloth, nothing. But I saw what happened, and I could not tell anyone, because what I saw, nobody would have believed me. And the ones who might have believed me, I was more afraid of them than anything. My name is Kofi. My father was the griot of Ayeduase village, and from the day I was born, I could see things that nobody else could see. This is not a fairy tale. Every single thing I am about to tell you happened. And if you were born in Ayeduase, you already know some of it is true. I was born with a film over my left eye. The midwife wiped it off. But my father saw and went very quiet. That quiet scared my mother more than anything. My mother asked him what was wrong. He said nothing. But that night, I heard them through the wall.
The left eye, Akua. It has the mark. The old people called it the dawn eye.
What does that mean?
It means he sees them.
I did not know what they meant. I was 3 years old. But I already knew I was different. Because I could see the people that followed everyone around. I thought everyone could see them. I used to point at them and laugh. My mother would grab my hand down and look around to see if anyone noticed. When I was 7, my father sat me down. He had his kora on his lap, but he did not play it. He just held it.
Kofi, those people you see following everyone, tell me what they look like.
They look like the person, but made of water. Like you can almost see through them.
And do they do anything?
The one behind Mama cries sometimes. When Mama is smiling, it cries and she doesn't know.
Listen to me. What you see is real, but you must never tell anyone outside this house. Not your friends, not your teacher, not the pastor, nobody.
Why, Papa?
Because some gifts look like curses to people who don't have them. And people fear what they cannot explain.
I kept the secret. For 7 more years, I kept it. I watched the shadow people every day and told no one. I learned to read them. Each spirit shadow carried what its person wouldn't carry themselves. The things they pushed down, the things they refused to feel. And when a shadow started acting strange, jumping around, reaching out, trying to warn its person, I knew something bad was coming for that person. I tried to help once. I told old Kwaku the fisherman to be careful at the river that day. He laughed at me.
Careful! I've fished these waters my whole life, boy!
That afternoon he fell in. They pulled him out, barely breathing. I sat outside and asked myself why I said something and why I didn't say more. My father found me. He already knew. He always knew.
You warned him.
He didn't listen.
They often don't.
Then what is the point, Papa? What is the point of seeing it if I can't stop it?
The gift is not to stop things. It is to understand things. Big difference. Tonight, I am going to tell you something I have never told you.
He told me about the hidden ones. In our language, we call them Asiri, the ones who live in the world you cannot see. Not ghosts, not demons, something else.
They have always been here. Before this village was built, before our great-grandparents were born, they were here first. At one time, we shared the same world openly. They could see us, and we could see them, and we traded and ate together. But humans got afraid. When you are afraid of something, you either fight it or you pretend it is not there. We chose to pretend. The Asiri did not fight us. They just moved behind the world, into the parts of it that humans stopped looking at. But before they went, an agreement was made. 3 rules. Both sides keep them, or both sides pay. Rule 1. No spirit takes a living person's name without their consent. Your name is your soul's address. Give it to the wrong one, and they can find you anywhere. Rule 2. No living human enters the spirit world without being invited. You walk in uninvited, you may never find your way back. Not because they hold you, because you forget the way. Rule 3. A person born with the dawn eye must never use it to help one world against the other. You are a bridge, Kofi. Bridges do not belong to either side.
Papa, if I break one of the rules?
Then the ones on the other side of the agreement come to collect.
I was 14 when I learned all this, and I was careful, very careful. For about 3 years, I was the most careful boy in Ayeduase. I watched those 3 years. I named the ones I saw most often. I never spoke to them, never let them catch me looking too long. I just watched. The first one I called the Watcher, old, very old. It stood at the edge of the market every single day and just studied people, like it was taking notes. The second one I called the Dancer. It was everywhere in the market, moving through the crowds, spinning around people, copying their gestures, like it was learning how to be human. The third one was the one that disturbed me most. She sat at the river every single morning, both hands in the water, crying every morning. For 3 years, same spot. I asked my father about her. He got very quiet. Then he said her name slowly, like it was glass he might drop. Aiya. That was her name.
She is the keeper of lost children. She has been sitting at that river for 200 years, and you need to stay far away from her. Very far, Kofi.
The dry season came that year harder than anyone could remember. The river was lower than it had ever been, and something changed about Aiya. She stopped sitting at the river. She started moving through the village instead, walking through houses, standing in doorways, like she was looking for something. I started following her. I know. My father told me to stay away, but something about the way she moved. She looked like someone who had decided something. She started spending time near the headwoman's compound, standing outside the gate, just watching the children play inside. The headwoman's granddaughter was 8 years old. Her name was Abina. She was the kind of child who was not afraid of anything. That was the problem. I saw Aiya watching her specifically, not the other children, just Abina. I felt sick in my stomach. I went home to find my father. My father was not home. He had gone to the next village to perform at a funeral. He would be back in 2 days. 2 days. I told myself Aiya had been watching the river for 200 years. She could wait 2 more days. That was wrong. The very next morning I went to the river early. I had to pass the headwoman's compound on the way. Aiya was at the compound gate again, and little Abina was there too, standing on the other side of the gate. They were looking at each other. The child could see her. Abina could see Aiya. I had never seen a child without the dawn eye see one of them that clearly before. I should have called out to Abina. I know that. Every time I replay this day, I stop here and I tell myself, call out to her, but I froze. I watched Abina push the gate open. She walked out of the compound toward Aiya, like she was walking toward a relative. No hesitation, no fear.
Why are you always crying?
And Aiya, who had not spoken to anyone in 200 years, she answered. I was close enough to hear it, a voice like wind through an empty house.
Because I lost a child a long time ago.
Did she die?
No, she went home, but she was not the same when she got there.
What was her name?
She was called Abina too.
Like me?
I had started moving toward them. I was about 20 steps away. I needed to get between them. I needed to move faster. I did not move faster.
Would you like to come and see where I live? It is not far.
Is it nice?
It is quiet. There are flowers there that don't grow up here.
Okay, but I have to be back before my grandmother wakes up.
I ran. I was 10 steps away, 5 steps. The air between them shook, like a drum being hit from the inside, and they were gone. I stood there for I don't know how long, just standing, looking at where they had been standing. The grass was still bent where Abina had stood. I heard the head woman calling for her granddaughter from inside the compound. That sound, I will never forget that sound. First it was normal, then it got that edge to it.
Abina, come eat. Abina! Abina!
I walked away from the gate. I could not be seen there.
I need to get home fast and tell my father what happened at the head woman's compound.
By midday, the whole village was looking. By evening, they had been to every house. By dark, they were at the river with torches. I watched from the edge of everything. My father came back that night. He had heard in the next village that something was wrong. He found me sitting outside our house in the dark.
Tell me what you saw. All of it. From the beginning.
I froze, Papa. I froze, and I watched it happen.
My father listened to all of it without interrupting. When I finished, he was quiet for a long time. Then he asked one question.
Did Abina take her hand, or did Aiya take Abina's hand?
Abina took it. She reached out first.
Okay, that matters.
Why does it matter?
Because a child who goes willingly is not taken. She is a guest, and guests can come home.
Can we go get her?
We are not going anywhere tonight. Tonight, I need to think, and you need to sleep.
I did not sleep. I lay in the dark and listened to my father moving around the house all night, getting things, setting things down, talking to himself quietly. By the time the sky started turning gray, he came and woke me. He had 3 things on the cloth in front of him. I had seen those 3 things before.
Here is what I know. Aiya broke the agreement first. That means we have the right to go after her. But we cannot go without asking the dancer.
The dancer? The one who copies everyone in the market?
Yes, the dancer knows every path between our world and theirs. And the dancer has a weakness. The dancer cannot resist a good story, a new story it has never heard. That is how you get its attention. That is how you ask for its help.
What story do I tell it?
Yours. You tell it your own story. A boy born with the dawn eye, who was too afraid to call out to a little girl. Honest stories are the rarest thing in both worlds. Tell it the true one, and the dancer will listen. Now, here are the 3 words you need to say first.
He taught me 3 words in the oldest version of our language. A language so old my father had only heard it from his own father. I practiced them until sunrise. My father stayed home. He said only I could do this part. If he came too, the dancer might talk to him instead and miss the point entirely. The market was empty that early, but the dancer was always there. Rain or sun, early or late, the dancer was always in the market. I set down the 3 things in the center of the market. I knelt down. My knees were shaking. I said the 3 words. The dancer stopped. I mean, it completely stopped. It had never stopped moving, not once in 3 years of me watching it.
Who taught you those words?
My father. He is the griot of this village.
A griot's son. Oh, this is extraordinary. I have not heard those words spoken by a human in 4 generations. Sit.
It sat in the air in front of me. It did not touch the ground, just sat there like the air was a chair. I told myself, do not look at that.
You have the dawn eye. I have been watching you watch us for 3 years. You are very careful for a young one.
You knew I was watching you?
Of course. Everyone knew. Even the watcher knew. We just wondered when you would say hello. Now, what is your story? Tell me your story.
So I told it, my real story. The eye I was born with, the things I saw, the old fisherman I warned too softly, and yesterday morning. All of it, including the part where I froze. When I got to the part where Abena took Aya's hand, the dancer's face changed. The gold went amber. Something complicated moved across it.
Little Abena. And she took her hand willingly.
Yes.
Oh, Aiya.
You know why she took her?
Do you know the head woman's grandmother? The old Abena.
She died before I was born. Why?
200 years ago, Aiya took a child who came willingly, just like today. That child's name was also Abena, and that Abena was the head woman's grandmother.
The head woman's grandmother went to the spirit world?
Yes, and Aiya sent her back, but she sent her back too late. The girl was changed, different, and Aiya has never stopped blaming herself.
So she took this Abena because she wants to do it right this time.
Yes, that is exactly it. And here is the problem with that. Aiya does not understand time the way you do. 200 years feels like yesterday to her. She thinks she has all the time she needs to get it right. She does not realize the girl's grandmother is already worried.
How long can Abena stay there before it's too long?
In your world's time, 3 days. After 3 days, the girl starts to forget what home smells like.
She went in this morning. That means I have 2 more days.
You want to go get her.
Will you take me?
If I take you in, you are bound by 3 rules. Break any one of them, and you belong to our world. Not because we take you, because you give yourself over. Do you understand the difference?
Yes.
Rule 1. Do not eat. Do not drink. Not 1 drop. Not 1 bite.
Okay.
Rule 2. Do not say your name to anyone who asks it. Give a different name. Any name but yours. Rule 3. You have 2 of our days. Not 2 of your days. Our days are longer. When I bring you back out, you will feel like no time passed. In your world, 3 days will have passed. Plan for that.
My father.
Will be fine. I will make sure a message gets to him. Now, before we go, the Watcher will want to stop us. Do not speak to him. Only I speak to the Watcher.
I followed the dancer to the edge of the market, then to the edge of the village, then to the river. I had my father's voice in my head saying, "Very far," and I walked into the water anyway. The water was cold, and then it was not water. It was something else. And the sky above me went from blue to amber in about 3 steps. And then I was standing in the Hidden Commonwealth. And I want to tell you, nothing I had seen from the outside prepared me for what it looked like from inside. It was not dark. It was not scary. It was enormous. Like standing inside a mountain that was also a city. And everything in it was made of something that was not quite solid, but not quite light either. The spirit people could see me immediately. All of them. I was the only solid thing in a place where everything else had that water quality. I stood out like a stone in a river.
This is the Griot's boy. He has the Dawn Eye. He comes on an errand of the agreement. He goes no further than Aya's hill. He leaves in 2 days.
He smells of the living world.
Yes, because he is alive. That is rather the point.
The Watcher was already there, waiting, like it had known we were coming. It looked at me for a long time without saying anything.
You have no invitation.
Aiya crossed first. The boy claims remedy by the terms of the agreement.
Aiya crossed first. Remedy is acknowledged. 2 days, Griot's child. Not 1 breath more.
I said nothing. The dancer had told me not to speak to the Watcher. I just walked past it. I felt its eyes on my back the whole way through the city. The spirit city was incredible. I would have loved to look at it properly, but I kept my eyes moving and my feet moving, and I stayed right behind the dancer. We left the city and went into the spirit countryside. That was when it started feeling less like a city and more like a dream. A good dream, but still.
Do not touch the rivers here.
Why?
They carry memory, human memory. If you touch them, you will remember someone else's life and forget your own. Temporarily, but still.
Whose memories?
Everyone who ever forgot something important. It pools here. We find it useful. Your people throw it away, and we collect it.
Ahead of us there was a hill, darker than everything else around it. The grass on it was not glowing. The air around it had a weight to it. I knew before the dancers said anything.
That's hers, isn't it?
Yes. Kofi, when you go in there, and I cannot go with you, only you can go in. When you go in, be kind first. Before you say anything else, be kind first.
The dancers stopped at the base of the hill. It could not come further. It pointed to a place where the hillside looked like it had a fold in it, like a curtain made of earth. I put my hand on the fold. It was cold. Not stone cold, a different kind of cold. The cold of a place where grief lives. I said the second words my father gave me. The older ones, the ones from before everything. The fold opened. Not fast, slowly, like a person making up their mind. Inside was big. Bigger than the outside of the hill. I know that doesn't make sense, but it was. And it was filled with floating lights. Hundreds of them. I understood what the lights were. Each one was a child she had known. Every child she had ever lost track of. She had made herself remember each one. And in the middle of all of it, Aiya sitting on the ground. And right next to her, completely fine, sitting cross-legged and weaving something out of light, Abina.
Kofi! I knew someone would come! Look what I made! Aiya taught me how to weave light. Can we learn this at home?
I almost laughed. She was absolutely fine. She had been weaving light with an ancient spirit for the past day.
You have the dawn eye.
Yes.
How did you get in here?
The dancer brought me, and the watcher acknowledged the remedy.
I am in trouble.
You crossed the boundary.
I know. I only wanted to do it right this time.
Tell me about the first Abina.
You want to hear about her?
Yes, I want to understand what happened. From the beginning.
The dancer was right. Be kind first. Because what Aiya needed before anything else was someone who would actually listen to what happened 200 years ago.
The first Abina came the same way. She saw me. She was not afraid. She asked why I was sad. Nobody had asked me that in a very long time. I showed her my home. She loved it here. She played with the lights for many of our days. I lost track. I was so happy that she was happy that I forgot she had a home that was not mine. When I sent her back, she had been here too long. She remembered her home, but it felt far away to her, like a dream. She went back, but she was never all the way there.
The head woman, the one who runs our village now. She is the granddaughter of that Abina. She became the head woman. She had children. She had grandchildren.
She had a life.
A whole one. Not perfect, but whole. You did not break her, Aiya. You just delayed her a little. She was my grandmother's grandmother? Great-grandmother. So, Aiya knows my family. Is that why you can always see us? Because you knew her?
Yes, your family has always shone a little brighter to me.
I sat there watching an 8-year-old talk to a 200-year-old spirit like they were neighbors who had just figured out they were connected, and something in the room got warmer.
She needs to go home. You know she does. And you know what happens if you keep her past the 3 days.
Yes, I know. Would you like to go home?
Yes, I miss my grandmother. Can I take one of the light flowers?
No, but I will teach you something to remember instead.
Aiya put her hand on Abina's head and said something in a language I had never heard. Not even my father's old language, something older.
What are you telling her?
That she carries 2 worlds in her. And that is not a curse.
Will I see you again?
Yes, when you are old and you sit by the river in the mornings, I am always there.
Okay, let's go!
She walked out of a spirit dwelling in another world like she was leaving someone's house after a playdate.
The Watcher will want something from you for coming in here.
What?
Your agreement to be known, registered. It means they know your name and nature. You become part of the record.
Is that bad?
Not bad, but it means responsibility. On both sides, they know you. You know them. Neither can pretend the other doesn't exist anymore.
Aiya, my father says the griot's job is to hold stories until they can heal. I think this one has been waiting a long time to heal.
Yes, it has. Thank you, griot's child. Thank you.
The dancer was waiting outside, and next to the dancer, just as Aiya had warned me, was the Watcher.
You entered our world.
On a remedy errand. The dancer brought me. The Watcher acknowledged it at the city gate.
I know what I acknowledged. I also know what you saw while you were here. You saw the city, the countryside, the rivers, Aya's dwelling. You know things about our world that no unregistered human should know.
Then register me!
He offered it before you could demand it.
Quiet. Do you know what you are agreeing to?
I know. You will know my name and what I am. I will be your responsibility too, not just a visitor. And I will be bound by the agreement the same as anyone in it. Is that right?
That is correct. The griot raised a careful child.
What happened next I can only describe as this. Everything I had ever half known or suspected or seen from the outside, I suddenly saw from the inside, all at once. For about 3 seconds, I saw the agreement being made in the old time. I saw Aiya in the first Abana. I saw every time the agreement had been kept and every time it had been broken. I saw what happened both times. And then it was over. And I was standing in the spirit countryside outside Aya's hill, and the Watcher's finger was gone from my forehead, and Abina was tugging on my sleeve.
Kofi! Are we going home now? I am hungry. I did not eat anything here because the dancer said not to eat here before we came.
You remembered. You were told not to eat before you came here, and you didn't. She is the best behaved human I have ever met.
She is 8.
You are registered. You are responsible. We will be watching. Welcome to the record, griot's child.
The dancer brought us back the same way we came in, through the river. Abana walked through it like she walked through everything, like it was just another part of the day. We came up in the market, the regular one, humans everywhere. The ordinary morning market, except it was 3 days later, and the whole village had been searching for Abana for 3 days. The first person who saw Abana was a market woman named Ayeduase. She screamed, not a bad scream, the kind of scream that means, I cannot believe what I am seeing. Then it was chaos. Good chaos, but chaos. Every person in that market who had been searching for 3 days, suddenly seeing this child standing there looking fine, slightly hungry, and wondering why everyone was screaming.
Why is everyone crying? I was not gone that long.
Child, you have been missing 3 days.
3 days?
I stepped back from the crowd around Abana. I let them have her. She was safe. She was home. That was all that mattered right then. My father came through the crowd. He found me at the edge of it. He looked at me for a long time. Then he put his hand on my shoulder and said nothing.
The registration. Did you offer it, or did they demand it?
I offered it first.
Good. That is better. Offering it means you went in as an equal. Being forced into it means you went in as someone who owed a debt. You set the terms of what you are to them. That matters for everything that comes after.
The head woman came to see me the day after. She sent everyone else away. Just her, me, and my father.
You went to Aiya.
Yes?
How is she?
Nobody in the village knew the head woman had any connection to Aiya. But this woman was 80 years old, and she was asking after a spirit she had never met, as if asking after an old neighbor.
She is better, I think. little lighter. She remembered how to almost smile.
My grandmother used to sit by the river every morning, even when she was very old. She never said why. We all thought it was just her habit.
She was going to say hello every morning. Saying hello to the one who sent her home changed.
You are a griot's son.
Yes?
Then you know which stories to tell and which ones to hold. This one, you hold.
Yes, madam.
And Kofi, thank you.
I held that story for 20 years. I told it tonight because everyone in it has passed on, Aiya included. And some stories are only safe to tell when everyone in them is finally at rest. My father died when I was 30. He left me the Korah and every story he had ever been told, and the instruction to know the difference between stories that heal and stories that harm. Abina grew up. She became exactly what her grandmother was, the head woman of Ayeduase. And she was indeed, as she predicted at age 8, both very important and a little scary. Every year, head woman Abina would leave 3 things at the river on a specific morning: kola nuts, a bowl of water, and a thread of something reddish from the first light. She never explained what the offerings were for. She did not need to. Some things you do because you understand them, not because you can explain them. The dancer still comes to the market. Different markets now. We have a bigger village than we used to, but it is always spinning somewhere in the crowd. I still watch it sometimes. The watcher comes once a year, stands at the market edge, looks at me. I look back. We nod. That is all. But it means neither of us has forgotten the terms. The shadow people are still there. Every person still has one. I still watch them the same way I always have. I still sometimes see one get agitated and wonder what is coming. I have learned to give soft warnings. Not, I saw your shadow crying today, but brother, the river looked rough this morning. Maybe go somewhere else to fish. I lose less sleep that way. There is one thing I have never done since that day. I have never frozen. If I see something that needs stopping, I move immediately. I do not think. I do not wait. I move. Abina, the head woman, told me once when she was old that she remembered the flowers in Aya's dwelling, the ones made of light. She said they were the most beautiful things she had ever seen, and she had been looking for that color ever since. I asked her once if she remembered what Aiya said to her, the blessing she was given before we came home. She was quiet for a moment. Then she said, yes.
She said, "You carry 2 words in you. Let neither one be a cage. Be only what you are." I have said those words to myself every morning for 60 years.
Aiya appeared at the river less and less over the years. The grief was going out of her the way pain goes out of a healing wound. Slowly, then faster, then you realize one day it is gone. The last time I saw her at the river, I was in my 40s. She looked different, not gray anymore, something between gray and gold. She looked at me for a long time, then she smiled. That was the last time I saw her. The head woman died 2 years later, and I am not sure, but I think, Aiya went when Abina went. Like she had been waiting to see that one through to the end. The agreement still holds. The spirit folk are still there. Some of my children have eyes that catch the light differently. I watch them the way my father watched me. I have not decided yet what to tell them and when. My father waited until I was 7. I think I will wait until they ask. Some things you cannot explain before someone is ready to hear them. I have been asked many times if I am afraid of the spirit world, of the watcher, of the hidden ones. No, I am not afraid of them anymore. I am more afraid of forgetting, of becoming the kind of person who sees something that needs doing and stands very still and watches it happen. That is the only thing in 2 worlds that still scares me. That is my story, every word of it true. I swear on my father's Korra. If you were born in Ayeduase, you already know some of this happened, and now you know the rest.